Have you ever done everything right carefully, choosing the milk for strong bones, the brown bread for fiber, the foods that
What
sound perfectly
exactly is
healthy, only to watch
creatinine?
your creatinine rise anyway? You sit in the doctor's office staring at those numbers, wondering how this could happen when you've tried so hard. I know that feeling because I've seen it in countless patients, and it always begins with the same quiet mistake, trusting the wrong healthy foods. Here's the shocking truth. Some of the very foods that once protected you in youth can turn against you as your kidneys age. What you think is nourishing you might in fact be silently damaging the delicate filters that keep your blood clean. Every bite, every sip of those good choices could be adding just a little more strain until one day the kidneys can't keep up. And the danger isn't loud, it doesn't hurt. It hides until the day fatigue deepens, swelling appears, or that familiar lab report shows another uptick in creatinine. By then, the damage has already started. But that's not where your story ends, because knowledge once uncovered becomes power. Over the next few minutes, I'll help you see what's really happening inside your body and show you how simple science-backed changes can protect your kidneys, lower creatinine, and rebuild strength from the inside out. Together, we'll expose 5 false friends that quietly raise creatinine and then reveal 4 true guardians that help reverse the trend naturally. And the final one, the #1 hero of kidney health, isn't hidden in a supplement or a miracle cure. It's already sitting in your kitchen waiting to be rediscovered. So stay with me, because what you'll hear today could completely change how you eat, how you feel, and how your kidneys serve you for the rest of your life. You've heard it your whole life. Drink your milk, it's good for your bones. That line has been repeated in classrooms, commercials, and family kitchens for generations. But here's what no one told you: what protects a child's bones can quietly erode an older adult's kidneys. I still remember one of my patients, Helen, 67 years old, proud of her healthy routine. Every morning she started with oatmeal and a tall glass of milk. She never missed a day. When her blood test came back, her creatinine had climbed higher again. She looked at me shocked and said, "But I've been drinking milk for my bones my whole life." Here's what I explained to Helen and what you deserve to know. When kidney function begins to slow, your body loses its ability to clear phosphorus and potassium, 2 minerals found abundantly in milk and dairy products. So every innocent-looking glass becomes a double-debt potassium that can disturb your heart's rhythm, and phosphorus that silently leaches calcium out of your bones. The result: weak bones and weaker kidneys. Science has confirmed this for years, but it rarely reaches the headlines. In a long-term study of more than 61,000 women published in the British Medical Journal, those who drank 3 or more glasses of milk a day had nearly twice the risk of death and 60% more hip fractures than women who drank less than 1 glass. Each extra glass raised the overall death risk by about 15%. It's not hype, it's data. Now, before you swear off dairy forever, here's the smarter way forward. Moderation, not panic. The National Kidney Foundation recommends limiting dairy to a small, serving a half cup of milk or 1 ounce of natural cheese per day. And when you do indulge, choose low phosphorus options like cream cheese brie or goat cheese. You'll keep the flavor without paying the mineral price. So if milk has been part of your daily ritual, it may be time to rethink that ritual, not abandon it, but redesign it. Because protecting your kidneys doesn't mean living without comfort. It means choosing comfort that loves you back. But only knowing this isn't enough, because the next healthy staple looks even safer and hides an even sharper threat inside every slice. Stay with me. If milk was the silent thief, then this next one is the quiet trickster, the food that wears a health halo. For decades, we've been told that brown is better than white. Whole wheat over white bread. Brown rice over white rice. Simple rule, right? But for your kidneys, that rule can quietly backfire. Let me tell you about Thomas. He was 65, retired active, and proud that he'd cleaned up his diet. He swapped white rice for brown white toast for whole wheat. When his creatinine climbed again, he couldn't believe it. "Doc," he said, "I've been eating healthy carbs. Isn't that supposed to help?" Here's what most people and many food labels never explain. Brown grains keep the outer bran layer intact, and that's exactly where phosphorus hides. In healthy kidneys, that's no big deal. But when kidney function slows, phosphorus builds up in the blood. To restore balance, your body steals calcium from your bones and deposits it into your blood vessels, setting the stage for brittle bones and hardened arteries. And the numbers tell the story clearly. One slice of whole wheat bread contains around 57 milligrams of phosphorus, while a slice of white bread has only 25 milligrams. The gap is even wider for rice. Brown rice packs over 160 milligrams in white rice, barely 70 milligrams. One meal might not seem dangerous, but repetition is where the real trouble begins. Day after day, year after year, the mineral load quietly adds up until your kidneys can no longer keep pace. Now, does this mean white bread and white rice are suddenly superfoods? Of course not. The real danger isn't the color, it's phosphate additives hidden in processed foods. You'll find them disguised in ingredients ending with phos or phosphate. These chemical versions are absorbed almost completely, unlike the natural phosphorus in grains. So your best defense is awareness. Become a label detective. If it ends with phos, put it back on the shelf. Here's your practical swap. If your kidneys are struggling, choose small portions of white rice paired with healthy protein or bread labeled no phosphate additives. And always remember, balance beats perfection. You don't need to fear food, just understand it. But only knowing this isn't enough, because what comes next attacks from a completely different angle, not from grains or milk, but from the very thing most people call strength itself. And it's far more damaging than you think. Stay with me. If bread and rice quietly overload your kidneys, red meat launches a full-scale assault. It's the food most people associate with energy, strength, and vitality, the juicy steak that feels like reward after a long week. But inside your body, especially when kidney function is declining, that comfort meal can ignite a hidden three-front war. I'll never forget Mark, a 70-year-old former construction worker who came to me frustrated. "Doc," he said, "I've cut out sugar, I've stopped drinking. I only eat good protein, steak, eggs, red meat." But his creatinine kept rising, and fatigue was hitting harder every month. When we ran his labs, the picture was clear. His kidneys were drowning in acid-load inflammation and waste. That's the first front of the war: acid load. Red meat breaks down into acidic compounds that force your kidneys to buffer and neutralize them minute after minute, day after day. The second front is inflammatory waste. When gut bacteria digest meat proteins, they produce toxins such as TMAO that seep into your bloodstream and inflame kidney tissue. The third is phosphorus and purines, which raise uric acid and crystallize inside delicate filters, damaging them from within. The science is sobering. A massive 15-year study in Singapore followed more than 60,000 adults and found that those who ate the most red meat had a 40% higher risk of developing end-stage kidney failure than those who ate the least. And every extra 100 grams per day increased the long-term risk of chronic kidney disease by 34%. But here's the hopeful twist. Swapping just one daily serving of red meat for fish, poultry, or eggs cut the risk of kidney failure by up to 62%. That single statistic changed Mark's life. He began replacing half his steak portions with grilled cod and chicken breast. Within 6 months, his energy returned, his labs stabilized, and his creatinine stopped climbing. Sometimes the path to healing isn't about cutting food out, it's about upgrading what you choose. So here's the takeaway. Enjoy meat occasionally if your doctor allows, but make it lean, moderate, in balance with vegetables or fish. Let your plate work with your kidneys, not against them. But knowing this alone still isn't enough, because even if you master your proteins, there's another hidden battlefield waiting in your pantry, sealed behind shiny metal lids. And that's where the next danger begins. Stay with me. Even if you've swapped the red meat for fish and cleaned up your plate, one sneaky culprit might still be hiding in plain sight inside your pantry. Those shiny cans lined up neatly on the shelf, promising convenience and comfort. They're often silent salt mines, and for aging kidneys, every spoonful can be a step closer to overload. I think of Maria, 72, who loved her soups. They're healthy, she told me. Vegetable, chicken, noodle, even low fat. But when her ankles started swelling and her blood pressure climbed, she was puzzled. We checked her sodium intake. She was unknowingly consuming over 3,000 milligrams of salt per day, mostly from canned goods. Her kidneys were working overtime to flush out what her pantry was quietly pouring in. That's the hidden danger: sodium. Every extra pinch pulls water into your bloodstream, raising pressure inside those fragile kidney filters. Over time, the constant strain tears tiny microscopic holes in their walls, scars that never heal. And here's what science says. A major 2024 meta-analysis found that people who ate the most ultra-processed foods, including canned meals, had a 25% higher risk of chronic kidney disease. For every 10% increase in processed food intake, kidney health dropped another 7%, like turning down a dimmer switch on your filtration system. But awareness gives you leverage. The trick is to become a sodium detective. On the nutrition label, find the percent daily value. For healthy adults, it's based on 2,300 milligrams of sodium a day, but for kidney patients, the safer goal is closer to 1,500 milligrams. That means a food with 5% DV sodium already takes up almost 8% of your daily limit. So choose wisely, aim for under 100 milligrams per serving whenever you can. Even a simple rinse can help. Running canned beans or veggies underwater for 30 seconds can wash away a surprising amount of salt. But your biggest power lives in your kitchen. One homemade soup averages under 100 milliliters of sodium per bowl, while a canned one can pack over 800 milliliters. Cooking from scratch isn't just tradition, it's freedom. Every meal you make yourself is a small act of rebellion against the processed food system that's exhausting your kidneys. And remember, your taste buds adapt. Within a few weeks of cutting back, natural flavors come alive again. The sweetness of a carrot, the warmth of real broth. You don't lose flavor, you reclaim it. But knowing how to spot sodium traps is still only part of the story, because the next danger doesn't come from cans or salt at all. It hides inside foods that look the healthiest of all vibrant fruits and vegetables that can, under the wrong conditions, turn deadly. Stay with me. Now, this one surprises almost everyone, because the next threat doesn't come from processed foods or salty snacks. It comes dressed in color and virtue. Bright fruits, hearty vegetables, foods we've been taught to worship as the pillars of good health. Bananas, avocados, potatoes, even tomatoes. On the surface, they look like nature's perfection. But for someone with reduced kidney function or elevated creatinine, these healthy heroes can quietly turn into a life-threatening risk. I remember George, 69, a retired teacher. He'd switched to smoothies packed with banana, spinach, and avocado every morning. "Doc," he told me, "I've never eaten so clean in my life." Yet his latest blood test revealed sky-high potassium, 6.1 millimoles per liter, a level that can trigger dangerous heart rhythm changes. His kidneys simply couldn't clear it fast enough. Here's why that happens. Potassium is an essential mineral that keeps your heart beating and your muscles firing. But when kidney function drops, the ability to excrete excess potassium drops with it. The result, a silent buildup in the bloodstream called hyperkalemia. You don't feel it until the heart suddenly flutters, slows, or stops. It's one of the few complications that can turn fatal within minutes. That's why global kidney experts, including KDIGO, recommend that patients with advanced CKD limit potassium to 2-4 grams per day. To put that in perspective, one large avocado can contain nearly a gram on its own, a single potato almost as much. 2 innocent foods and your full day's allowance is gone. But here's the good news. There are simple ways to stay safe without feeling deprived. First, choose lower potassium fruits like apples, red grapes, blueberries, or pineapple, sweet, satisfying, and kidney-friendly. Second, for vegetables you love, use the technique called leaching soak and double boil your potatoes or other high-K veggies. This process can remove a significant amount of potassium, making them safer to enjoy in moderation. And third, track your labs. Potassium restriction isn't forever, it's tailored to your kidney stage and guided by your doctor. The key message is balance, not fear. Healthy eating doesn't mean more fruits, it means the right fruits for your body. Knowledge transforms anxiety into power. But only knowing this still isn't enough. Because now that we've walked through the 5 hidden threats, it's time to step out of the shadows and meet the heroes, the 4 powerful foods that can help lower creatinine and protect your kidneys naturally. And trust me, the first one will completely change how you think about flavor and healing. Let's move forward. After hearing about so many hidden dangers, it's easy to think the kitchen has turned into a minefield. But not all foods are enemies. Some are quiet heroes, bold, colorful, and full of life. And one of the most underestimated of them all is something you might already have sitting on your counter: chili. Yes, that tiny burst of fire that makes your tongue tingle could actually help calm inflammation deep inside your kidneys. Chili isn't just about heat, it's about healing. It's naturally low in potassium, so it won't burden your kidneys, but it carries compounds that protect them in ways science is only beginning to understand. The magic lies in capsaicin, the very molecule that gives chili its signature burn. Capsaicin triggers your body's anti-inflammatory response, improving circulation and helping your kidneys filter more efficiently. Think of it like this, a tiny spark of fire in your mouth that cools the fire of inflammation inside your body. And this isn't folk wisdom, it's science. In 2019, researchers tracked more than 8,400 adults in China and found something remarkable. Compared with people who didn't eat chili, those who ate small daily amounts had an 18% lower risk of chronic kidney disease. Eat a bit more, up to 50 grams a day, and that risk dropped nearly 49%. That's not a supplement, not a pill, just a natural food working with your body. Of course, moderation still matters. Too much heat can irritate the stomach or trigger acid reflux, especially if you have ulcers or IBS. So the sweet spot is around half a cup of chopped chili per day, enough to flavor, not to overwhelm. And skip the sodium-heavy sauces. It's the pepper itself that's powerful, not the additives. You see, chili is a perfect example of balance. It defies the old fear that spicy equals bad. When used wisely, it brings warmth, improves blood flow, and supports your kidneys' natural filters. But only knowing this still isn't enough, because not every hero needs to burn bright. Some protect you in silence with calm comfort and purity. And the next one does exactly that. Stay with me. Not every protector arrives with heat or spice. Some heroes whisper instead of roar. Cauliflower is that kind of hero, humble, pale, and often overlooked, yet one of the most kidney-friendly foods you can bring to your plate. It doesn't shout for attention. It simply brings peace to a system that's been fighting too hard for too long. I once met Linda, 68, who told me she missed mashed potatoes more than anything. It's silly, she laughed, but a meal just doesn't feel complete without them. Her doctor had warned her about potassium, so she gave them up. I smiled and told her, you don't need to give up comfort. You just need to reimagine it. The next week, she tried creamy mashed cauliflower for the first time, and she couldn't believe it. Doc, it tastes like peace. And in a way, she was right. Cauliflower's power lies in what it doesn't contain. It's extremely low in potassium, phosphorus, and sodium, which means it doesn't force your kidneys to work overtime. Every serving is like giving your filtration system a breath of fresh air. Half a cup of mashed potatoes contains about 261 milligrams of potassium. The same amount of cauliflower has only 93 milligrams. That's a 64% reduction in strain for your kidneys. This single substitution can make all the difference between anxiety at mealtime and confidence that you're nourishing your body safely. It's not just a vegetable, it's freedom on a plate. And beyond its mineral balance, cauliflower is rich in vitamin C and antioxidants that calm inflammation and support your immune system, both crucial for people managing chronic kidney stress. You can steam it, mash it, pulse it into rice, or blend it into soup. It adapts quietly to whatever you need it to be. That's what makes it so powerful. Cauliflower doesn't fight for attention. It simply helps you heal without fear. But only knowing this still isn't enough. Because while cauliflower protects you in silence, the next food heals you through color and sweetness. Its power lies not in comfort, but in vitality. And what it can do for your kidneys will surprise you. After the calm of cauliflower, let's bring a little color back to the story. Because sometimes healing doesn't have to taste bland. It can be bright, juicy, and full of life. Berries are proof that nature's sweetest treats can also be your kidney's best defense. I remember a patient named Evelyn, 70 years old, gentle, full of humor, but constantly tired. Her inflammation markers CRP and cholesterol were high, even though she followed every rule. I asked her one simple question: how many colors are on your plate each day? She smiled and said mostly beige. We started adding small handfuls of blueberries and strawberries to her breakfast. Within 3 months, her energy returned, and her labs looked younger than she felt. She called it the miracle of color. That miracle has solid science behind it. Berries, especially blueberries, strawberries, and cranberries, are loaded with anthocyanins, powerful antioxidants that reduce inflammation throughout the body. Inflammation is one of the kidney's greatest enemies, quietly scarring tissue and raising creatinine over time. But these tiny fruits act like an internal peacekeeping force. A massive 2021 meta-analysis combined results from 44 clinical trials and found that anthocyanin-rich berries caused a significant drop in C-reactive protein, CRP, a key inflammation marker, as well as total cholesterol. In simpler terms, every handful of berries helps calm the silent storm inside your body. And unlike other fruits, they're naturally low in potassium, just 57 milligrams per half cup, making them safe for most kidney-friendly diets. Here's how to bring them into your life. Aim for half to 1 cup a day, fresh or frozen, mixed into yogurt or oatmeal, or simply eaten plain. Avoid fruit juices and dried berries, though they concentrate sugar and lose much of their healing potential. Real whole berries are the way your body recognizes nature's medicine. And while they protect your kidneys, they also nourish your heart, brain, and circulation. It's as if each berry works quietly to restore balance in every system connected to your kidneys, which really means your entire body. But only knowing this still isn't enough, because every orchestra needs a conductor. Every system needs an anchor. And the final food we're about to uncover isn't colorful or spicy, it's golden. It's simple, ancient, and has the power to calm inflammation at its very source. Every story needs an anchor, a steady force that holds everything together. For your kidneys, that anchor is something simple, ancient, and golden extra virgin olive oil. This isn't just a kitchen staple. It's the quiet guardian that links kidney protection to heart health, uniting the two organs that keep you alive in perfect rhythm. I think of Arthur, 71, who told me, "Doc, I've replaced every bad habit except butter." He laughed, half proud, half guilty. His cholesterol was high, his eGFR was slipping, and inflammation markers were up. I asked him to try one small change: swap every spoon of butter or vegetable oil for pure extra virgin olive oil, nothing else. 3 months later, his cholesterol dropped, his inflammation markers improved, and his kidney numbers stabilized. He didn't believe it at first. All from a drizzle of oil? Yes. Because olive oil isn't just fat, it's therapy. Here's why. Hidden inside that golden liquid is a natural compound called oleocanthal, a powerful anti-inflammatory molecule that acts much like ibuprofen, but without the side effects that damage kidneys. It cools the silent inflammation that harms both your blood vessels and your filtration units. When inflammation drops, kidney function stabilizes, creatinine levels can level off, and your heart and kidneys begin working in harmony again. And science backs it up. In 2021, researchers studied 40 CKD patients who consumed 40 milliliters of extra virgin olive oil daily for 9 weeks. The results improved kidney filtration, eGFR, lower cholesterol, and decreased inflammation. It's rare to find one single food that benefits both the heart and the kidneys so directly, and olive oil is that rare exception. Here's how to use it. Take 1 tablespoon a day, drizzle it over salads, steam vegetables, or gently cook meals. Avoid frying at high temperatures. It destroys the antioxidants that make it healing. And always store it in a dark glass bottle away from sunlight to preserve its potency. Extra virgin olive oil isn't a trend. It's a philosophy, proof that healing doesn't always come in pills or powders, but from returning to what's pure and timeless. But only knowing this still isn't enough, because understanding these 9 truths means nothing unless you act on them. The final step is what transforms knowledge into power. And in the next part, we'll bring it all together. The motivation, the mindset, and the one decision that could change how your kidneys age from this day forward. So today, we've walked through both sides of the story, the hidden foods that quietly raise creatinine, and the powerful allies that can help your kidneys heal and thrive. And if you're still watching, that already tells me something important about you. You're not giving up. You're taking charge of your health, step by step, choice by choice, and that makes you stronger than you think. Remember, protecting your kidneys isn't about perfection. It's about awareness. It's about small, consistent choices that add up over time, the kind of choices you can start making with your very next meal. Drink water, move your body, manage stress, and build your plate around the foods that love your kidneys back. Every action counts. And if this video helped you see your diet in a new light, do yourself a favor, save it, come back to it, and share it with someone who needs to hear this today. Subscribe to the channel, hit the bell icon, and turn on all notifications so you never miss a new video. I post regular updates, tips, and science-backed guidance to help you protect your kidneys, your heart, and your overall health, because you deserve to understand your body and feel your best every single day. Finally, let me leave you with this. Your kidneys are not failing you. They're asking for your care. And the moment you start listening, everything begins to change. Because every sip of water, every mindful meal, every calm breath is a quiet promise that you're still in control. Healing isn't a miracle, it's a partnership, and it begins right now with you. I'm Dr. Johnny. Thank you for watching, for caring, and for believing in your ability to protect your own health. Stay informed, stay hopeful, and I'll see you in the next video. It's so mycket it's Schirmoturm.